hands together, please, for Mr. Kevin Collins.
Good evening, everybody. It was 1974, 75 in that area where all my brothers and friends always danced in the basement. You remember them basement parties? Well, they used to just practice in the basements. Well, I was that little shy kid, bashful, in the corner, wide-eyed, looking at him, wishing I could be like him. I had a brother named Eric who was probably a better dancer than even the older brothers. And I followed him, snotty nose and all, followed him, trying to dance like him. One day, we in the basement dancing. He's in the basement dancing. He said, man, you want to learn how to ballroom? And I was like, yeah. So, of course, he started training me. Him, some of his friends started training me. After a couple of weeks, I got really good at it. So my brother Eric, who was only a year and a half older than me, but seemed to be like 5 or 6 years, he had that mature look. And I was that little scrawny guy, but he had that mature look. And he was also the manager of a club called the Kinsman Club on Finkel. So after a little while, he would invite me down there to dance. Now remember, I'm only 14, 15 years old. That means he's only 16. And he's managing the club. That was the coolness about him. He was so cool, y'all. He was so cool. All my brothers were cool, but Eric had that cool about him. Now you think about 16 years old and this man looking cool. Now, and I'm behind him, running behind him, trying to dance like him. So we lived in an area called Number Streets, down near Tiger Stadium in that area. We would catch a 12th Street bus and check you right up on Finkel. If anybody ever caught the bus, take you right on around Finkel. Now, Finkel was disco strip for us. There was discos like in bars from Linwood to Greenfield. You could just go dance in all them places. Henry Palace, Watts Club, all them places. OC's. I know y'all familiar with that. I know. Some of y'all came up with me. So we catch that bus right up the line, get off right in front of the Kinsman Club, jump in right into the action. Everybody in there immaculately sharp, dressed nice. All the guys dancing with the women, and women waiting to dance. Now remember, back then there was a lot of male good dancers. The guys could jam. And I'm at the bottom of the food chain, trying to catch up, because they're a little older than me. Remember, I'm a young guy. So we would dance the night away. Now, this wasn't no regular just dance place. This was 9 to 2. This was 2 to 6 in the morning. So we walking out of there in the sun shining. We like vampires in the daylight. Burning, starting to smoke and all that because we out there, we jamming. We having a good time. So when we come out, that sun hits your eyes. It's like this hitting me. We like that, So we danced all that time up. We also had a place down on the Number Streets called Big Jim's. Now, that's a different type of place. That's an after-hour joint. So it's different from an after-hour disco and after-hour joint. The joint got some things going on. So we would, after the Kinsman era, a little era went by, we would go down in the Verner area, Southwest Detroit, where the Puerto Ricans and whites, blacks, Haitians, everybody hung dancing together. We all danced together. We would bring them back to the after-hour joint, Big Jim's, over on Huron Street. We would all be dancing in there. Now, let me tell you about this after-hour joint. It's a house with a bar, a jukebox. Remember, there was no back then. It was a jukebox. Put your quarters in, and you dance the night away. So we dancing. So I'm working there, my brother working there, he working the door, my cousin working the gambling, I'm working the bar. Selling the beer, wine, and whatever else we sold. So we dance all night, have a good time. So one day my brother walked in, Eric, he say, hey, I see one of the girls from the Kinsman Club, she want to see you, man. I said, well, tell her to come pick me up around 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. And she did. So I get in the car, we go to lunch, eat, talk. She wants to learn how to ballroom dance. So she takes me to this place called the Climax 2. I knew that would get a reaction out of y'all. The climax 2, where there was an after work affair with Foodie. If anybody remember Foodie, after work affair, everybody in there, it's 2,000 people. We jam in the box, everybody dancing. Now remember, I'm a big time ballroom dancer. Now it's been a couple of years. I'm good at this. I can spin them, turn them, throw them up in the air, catch them with the back of the leg, throw them back over. I do that with Pam Moore right now. So we dancing and having a good time. So I go back to my brother Eric and them, and I tell him about this place. He say, man, it's a girl named Pee Wee. Go ask her to dance. Now the girl that I'm dancing with ain't too much digging that. So I asked her about it, and she pointed the girl out like I wasn't gonna go dance with her. Oops, excuse me. So I go over, ask her to dance, and know all the girls, because I wasn't dancing with them, and say, get in, Pee Wee, because I'm dancing with her now, we getting down. She say, you Eric's brother. Oh, you must can dance. So I'm getting down, and of course the girl who was with me left me down there. Now you know what she did was wrong, but she left me with a smorgasbord of women. And you know how I love women? So I'm ballroom with everybody. Now I got the freedom to go do my thing. So one of the girls say, could you come on a Sunday night after the exotic dancers? And I said, huh? And she said, the exotic dancers. And I thought to myself, I said, the exotic dancers? What you mean by that? The male dancers, man, the male dancers. So I agreed to it. I go back to the joint, that's my hustle. I had to go back to the joint, make my money. So that Sunday I walk in, and I happen to walk in early. And I'm dancing with the girls, and all of a sudden we sitting up in the circle seats. Circle seats kind of sit like this. And in the circle seats, we can sit up and look down on the floor, like y'all looking down on me now. And all of a sudden the lights go out. And here come these guys in these genie outfits, chest out, oily. Dun, 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 boom, dun, 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 boom. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, it's all I could do. The guys was jamming now. Of course, now I'm not the center of attention no more, because I was the center of attention being the ballroom dancer. But when these guys come out, oily, 200 pounds, boom, 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 and I'm sitting there like, I can out dance them. Now remember, I'm 135, soaking wet. These guys were big and buff. So I say I can out dance them, and one of the girls was hearing me. She said, I'm gonna introduce you to the leader. So she takes me up to the DJ booth after the show, introduced me to the leader named Don Juan. Yeah, his name, Don Juan. I ain't gonna tell his real name. So, some of y'all know him. So, so he said, so you want to dance, huh? And I said, yeah. He said, well, can you choreograph us a routine? And I said, yeah, I can choreograph a routine. He said, meet me at my apartment over on Woodward, blah, 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 blah. And so, he said, all the guys, we practice on Wednesdays and we dance on Thursdays. Put that routine together in one day. I said, yeah, I can do that. Now, I didn't know if I could do it or not for real. I'm just thinking, maybe I can. So I go there, ring the buzzer. They let me up, and here's all these big old guys sitting there. Yeah, so you can put together a routine, huh? I was like, yeah, I can do that. So they had did this immaculate routine. So I'm putting together another routine. Now remember, the disco era is gone. It's 1980 now. Now it's the techno era. So you know them chicken noises. So I'm doing, I'm putting together a routine off of rock and roll. Hey, 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 ah, hey, hey, hey. They're getting down. So I put together a mean routine, gangster hats, long coats, and they're getting down. So they get out there, they do it. I'm sitting in the circle seats just watching. Yeah, my people. Now they're paying me for it. But while I'm sitting there watching these guys make all this money, I'm thinking to myself, plan B. Excuse me. The evil Kev came out. So I go up to Don Juan and I say, Don, I want to dance. He was like, no. I want you to stay the choreographer. I was like, nah, I want to dance. So one of the girls told her to go buy me a G-string, because I didn't know where to go pick up a G-string from. Yeah, I do. I don't. So She picks up the G-string, give it to me, a little red sequence G-string. I go home, slip it on. Get in the mirror, 135 now, weigh 135. So you see ribs and bones. And I'm like in the mirror. So after about a week, I'm laughing at myself, y'all. After about a week, I go to him and he say, okay, you can dance, boom. So I go in the back room, so he's calling them out one at a time. And all of them coming out. So this was one called a Black Stallion. Black Stallion was thick, chocolate, greased up, muscular, but he was the nicest guy in the world. He would walk out, they would say, the Black Stallion. He come out, and he rolled, he got this tail on the back now, a horse tail, on the back of the G-string. Boom, 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 boom. And all the guys, he our hero. So we like this. Now we know the ladies in the crowd doing that. Because that's the way he rolled, you know, he was like that. You know, he was a great dancer. So everybody followed that trend. Now, me, I come running my little thin butt out there, get on stage, start shaking, and you could hear the girls, they were like, he kind of skinny, but you can give him a couple of dollars, though. Give him a couple of dollars. Because I was thin, but I could dance. You know, I had no charisma going on, you know. So you know, that passed, you know, that male dancer thing. So the guys were really good dancers. And so as time passed, most of them moved off to other places. Me, Black Stallion, and Sexy Dancer became the stars of the show. So we in line, everybody, boom, boom, all three of us, boom, because we the big stars now. We done left behind the other guys. Easy, Hawk, all them gone. Them big guys, they gone. I'm the star now, 135. So after a while, I become as good as Sexy Dancer. Nobody's good as the Black Stallion. He's the best, ever. So Don Juan would say something like, this guy here, now I'm already stretched out running around the floor. This guy here, cut off the lights, get in the bed before the room gets dark. And I'm running around. Now I'm oiled up, so I dive across a table, which was a stage, and I slide across the table, knocking drinks over on women. They like, oh, Flash! I ain't even have a name yet. They call me Flash. They call me everything from Sugar Ray Booty to Corey the choreographer, Quicksilver. They call me everything because when I dance, the records were like 33, if you know what that is, and you push it on 45 and they go real fast. So that was too slow for me. I needed it faster, so I roll my finger. He'd push it. As soon as he pushes it, and I'm gone. So I go to the Black Stallion and say, hey man, how'd you do that, man? How'd you move that fast? I thought I was in the Matrix, y'all. How'd you move that fast? So after that, we would make all the money. The money was just fantastic. The women were going crazy, and they were going crazy for me. 135, y'all, 135. Couldn't gain weight, moving too much, you know. We eat, we move, you know. So after that, I was very popular with ballroom dancing and male dancing. Now I've built this crescendo up of great dancing. So after a couple of years, some of the guys come from the east side. Now, Climax was on the east side. I got to come back west, but not yet. So they asked me to do a Blue Chateau reunion. If anybody know what a Blue Chateau. So I agreed to do it. And so that night, we sold tickets that night, jam-packed with people. These older people come in. They have to be in their late 50s, 60s. And they do a ballroom dance, something like what you're seeing tonight, except for they were much better. They were just great. They were jamming. Now, they could hardly get to the floor. But when they got there, it was the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. So on the way, they were leaving. They came in just to do the show. So on the way leaving, I stopped them. Hey, I could dance like that. And they said, well, come down to Reggie's Moulin Rouge on a Sunday night. they said, we're doing the Golden Girls thing, and that was a group of people who did the ballroom dancing. So I get dressed, and I'm telling my people, because remember, I'm still a male dancer now. I'm still dancing. So I tell them, I'm going down to Reggie's. So that night, I dress up, put on my tie, trying to look good. I walk through, I go up to Reggie's, get ready to walk through the door. It's like an old Western. You walk in, 2 doors, I kicked it in, bam. But really, I didn't kick it in, I just pushed the doors open, y'all. I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking like that. Old Western. Boom. But that ain't the way it happened. I just pushed them open the door. And what I seen was the most marvelous dancing I've ever seen in my life. It absolutely changed my life. There was this girl there. I would dance with all the older women, but there was this one young girl there who would always ask me to dance. And I thought I was good. I thought I'm better than everybody. I'm good. And she asked me then, and she was like, Kevin, is you gonna dance with me today? And I was like, yeah, girl, I'll be right back, And I never danced with her. Never danced with her. But the older cats that danced, they would dance with her and have a good time. These dancers were so good. It starts to change your life again. So I'm trying not to be the bad guy no more. I'm the good guy again. The dancing was so good that when they got to the floor, remember, they couldn't hardly get to the floor, but when they got there, the thumb was rolling. Can anybody identify? The thumb was rolling. They was hitting these moves. I was taping it. And I would go home and I would practice that stuff. Practice how to hold a woman the right way. Practice how to connect with a person dancing. And it meant everything. As I got better at it, I met people like the late, great Jim Boyce, Pamela Moore, all the great dancers who would mold my dancing to be a great ballroom dancer. Remember, when I was a male dancer, it was the Black Stallion, Easy, Hawk. But when I became a ballroom dancer, it was not only just the older crowd of people, it was the Pam Moores and the younger people that kind of molded the way I did it. Started teaching in the public schools, teaching kids how to hold each other the right way. Not only 12th, 11th, and 12th graders, but 3rd and 4th graders too. They danced just as well as everybody else. So what I'm saying is that the dance has a flow to it, a togetherness. It's us, the music. When we dance, when I grab a lady, it's one connection. When we make that one connection, we flow together. Men lead, lady follow. That's just the way it is. Yeah. If you believe that, you'll become a great dancer. So I remember going to a convalescent home. Me and one of the girls who danced here, April Hayes, and we were talking to the crowd of patients, and the nurses were standing over them, and we were talking about dancing, and they were looking down. They never looked up at us until the music came on and we started dancing. The minute that we started dancing, their heads came up. They started looking, eyes glowed, like mine did in the basement earlier, in the basement in the early 70s, mid 70s. And he pointed up and he said, I can dance like that. So the nurse started crying, turned around, started crying. And later on that evening, I walked up to her and I said, why were you crying like that? She said, that man never spoke before. So this dancing thing, it is something about, and it's dancing all over the world, but Detroit dancing, it's just something special about you guys, something special about this crowd here, something special about Detroit. Never give up on this city, because this city is the big sexy. Trust me on that. It's the big sexy. Thank you for listening to my story, y'all. Love y'all.
Collins, ladies and gentlemen.